To continue with the transformer, in the last session we have discussed with the column derivation and constraint. How do we replace the transformer with another stages? Such all information we have seen. And today I'll just remove one of the output link in this session, and I'm going to place only one output. And I'm going to remove all the columns, list of the columns. I want to just make sure of one column. So without one column mapping to the target, you cannot work with transformer. You should have at least one column from the source. Okay, we'll go through stage variables and loop conditions in the coming sessions. In this session, I just want to create one new column first. And for example, I just want to name it as, okay, I'll add it, I'll add a new column, append a new column. So here I just want to go through the DS macros. The DS macros that we have, these all like are useful for creating an audit column, audit table, not column, audit table. We'll see how we are going to work with DS macros. So my first column is DS hostname, and the next column I'm going to take as the DS macro, which is job controller, and we'll place that. And next we are going to take I'm sorry, job invocation ID. So when I'm discussing the invocation ID, a small topic is pending. I'll just discuss that even in this session. When do we go for the invocation ID and all, I will discuss. So DS job name, and after the job name, job start date, time, and after time we have timestamp, and here we will discuss with the difference of timestamp and time and the date value, what values are going to populate, we'll see all together in DS macros. So wave number, so total how many macros we have, we'll see now. The project name. Okay, so total 10 columns I have taken, and which is one is from the source EMP number, and remaining all I created with a column with a derivation of a host names. So total one column expect, and remaining all are my DS macros. So DS macros in the sense, now how many are there? Total 9. Total 9. Now I'm going to run this job with this DS macros, and I just want to make. And one more thing here I want to discuss. How to populate all data types at a time. See, propagates, I'm just propagating. SQL type I have, I'll just make it as varchar and go to the properties that we have seen before. Now choose the SQL type, propagate values. SQL type I want to make it into, it is in char, I just want to make it into varchar. So SQL type I want to make it into varchar. So it is asking This all list of columns are going to convert into varchar. Do you want to continue? Okay. So if I have like 50 or 60 columns, if I individually want to change the data type, it may take a certain time to complete individually if you do. So in that case, you can propagate the values in this way. Okay. So this is one of the best way to propagate the data types, and some other values even you have. Those all values you can propagate at once. So that is your propagate values option. In any stage you can do this. At the source level you can do, at the target level you can do, any particular stage you can do overall. Okay. So job compiled successfully. I'm not creating multiple jobs. I got the 14 records into the output. Okay. So I'll just try to view the data. My jobs will be less. The number of jobs will be less, but the discussion of each and every stage will be more. Within the job itself, we will discuss multiple concepts of that particular stage. Okay. So here are my DS macro, DS data stage macros. Okay. Fine. So I'm going to discuss some points here in this run, and after this run we'll discuss with some other points. Okay. See the DS host name. What is meant by host name? Host name is nothing but your server name. When you try to log in into Datastage, it will ask the host name. Host name. So this is your host name. 9080 is your port ID. So that is a different one, but the host name is the server name. So that is the reason. See here, the host name in the sense you get your server name. So my server within my machine, I have my computer as server. So I got this number name as my host name. But in real time, your laptop or your desktop will be different, and you connect to a server, and that server is like your host name. Okay. So you find the difference. And job controller. What is this job controller? Controller means what? You need to control. This job, if it is dependent with any other job, the this job is a dependent job. And before to this, which job you are running, that is your controlling this current job. So how the value will be propagated into that controller means in job control tab you can add the jobs which are dependent, but as of now I don't have any dependent to this job. Dependent means when you use the data set, and when you are creating a data set in the previous job and that data you are taking into the second job, the next job, then the job one would be a dependent job. I'm sorry, job one is a job 2 is the control dependent job to job 1. So job 1 controls the job 2, means once you complete the job 1 successfully, then only the job 2 will run. So this is possible mostly, and this concept is mostly done through data set, using data set. So while you create a target as a data set, and in the second job, in the first job you create a data set target, and in the second job data set will be the source. So in that cases only the dependent jobs will be presented. So to list out those control jobs means for this current job, if you want to list out what all this job is controlled with the job names in a job controller host name, DS job control host name, then you need to add in the properties tab, this job control tab, you need to go and add those jobs here. So those job list names will be present in this host name. So that is your DS job controller. DS job controller. And after the DS job controller, there is a concept of invocation ID, DS invocation ID, and which are blank, leave it now. I'll talk about it after completion of the rest of DS macros explanation. You see DS job name. So the transformer stage underscore job 17. I see that job. This job name is defined by us, right? I have given the job name. I have defined this job name. Correct or not? So this is my job name. And when this job start date, when did it started? That is your date value. Start date is date value. And time, this is date and this is time. And timestamp is with date plus timestamp. Time. Date plus with time, that is your timestamp. Date plus time is your timestamp. And wave number is a unique number for every job. This GI level we don't use this wave number. This is a unique one. Normally in command line we can use this. And DS project name, again I just want to go to the home page or like login page. The project is your Ravana and this is your server host, and this is in that server, this is your project name. So that's what it listed the project name as Ravana. Listed as Ravana. So these are the macros that we have, and invocation ID is pending. I'll just show you the invocation ID. Hello multi instance. First of all, what is this hello multi instance and when do you go for this instance? For example, I have a business throughout worldwide. I have a business throughout worldwide. For example, I have Hyderabad, Bangalore, Chennai, my business in Chennai and Mumbai, and I'm taking another state as state or metropolitan city as Bangalore. I have taken Hyderabad, Chennai, and for example, Trivandrum and Pune. That is another one, and some other states, some other places we have. For example, and throughout worldwide, and this is only in India I'm giving. Okay, but if I take like this, my business only for these cities, for example, these cities in India, I have the same business in these all areas. For example, Hyderabad, Bangalore, Chennai, 7 cities I have listed out. But maybe in any other states even I have, and places even I have. Okay, the data is coming in all these different cities. Okay, there are different files. In this example, I have 7 files, 7 source files. I'm getting the data. Okay, now how can I move this data to the target? Should I create 7 different jobs to load this data into one particular target, or can I create a single job? Yes, I can create single job and I can load. But the problem is, for example, if I am running these 7 files in a single job, if I'm getting an error, I just want to know in which file I got the error. It should be very clear. I mean to say, I have 7 different files. So in the director, I want to create 7 different logs. Means 7 individual log for 7 different files. So that what kind of data or whatever the issues we get into, I can identify easily in which file you got the issue and in which concept you got the problem and what kind of problem is it, and you are getting the same problem with all the cities or only particular that city. I can get easily information. See, till now I'm running this job. I have run in the last session even I have run this job, and in this session even I'm running this job. Multiple times when I run, I have only transformer job as only one. Transfer job as only one. For example, if I want to say I'm not taking multiple sources, but I'm just making hello instance as and I'm checking that. But before to that, I'll just try to tell you one thing. That is, see the run job, run page. When I click on run, you see this is your run page. If you have parameters, you will have a parameters tab over here. Correct or not? Limits, general tab I have. I don't have anything else. But once if I choose the hello multi instance and click OK and try to compile and try to run, what will happen? See the invocation ID. Of course, the parameters tab it is created and invocation ID is it is asking to create invocation ID. For example, if I'm running for first time Hyderabad file, I click on run. So what will happen? See, in the back end or in the log, it is going to create a new log for only Hyderabad file. View the log. You see some warning. Okay, when I run with file Hyderabad, I have an issue. I have an issue. Next, I want to run for Bangalore. The same job I'm running for multiple files. It will pick only Bangalore file. How can we define that is through parameters? Okay. So when I click on run, again the same job is running, but now the log is Bangalore. Multi-instance. So for single job, you are using for multiple files. You are running for multiple files and you want to get a multiple log information. So in that case, we go for allow multi-instance option. And in that case, you get the different logs. So this is your multi-instance concept and invocation ID. Now the last run I ran with what? Bangalore. Now go ahead and see the log. In the invocation ID, you get Bangalore information. You get invocation ID as Bangalore. See, and before when I ran for Hyderabad HYD, it will get HYD. So it will override. So this is your invocation ID. DS invocation ID macro. And DS job name, which will give you the job name into your DS job name. And start date, timestamp. Timestamp difference is start date and time is your timestamp. Wave number is one of your unique name and the project name is the Ravana. The login page when you see, we get that project. So these are your macros. If someone asks you how many macros in transformer we have, 9. One of the interview question may be like this. And have you implemented any audit table? Yes, we can create an audit table using this DS macros. Okay, so this is the concept of DS macros in the transformer. And I want to stop here and in the next sessions we will discuss with the rest of the remaining concepts. Like maybe we may go with system variables because DS routine I'll tell you what is the usage of DS routine and after that we go for system variable and next we go for functions. Okay, so next after completion of that maybe we'll go for stage variables and next to that we'll go for loop variables and in the stage variables we'll see one scenario and in the loop variables we have a scenario and that too is an interview scenario which is very important and complex scenario that we have and altogether we'll complete a transformer. Okay, with that we'll complete the transformer and next we'll go for change capture again the type 2 implementation and then also we see the transformer and in that case we'll see what is your circuit key tab and how do you call them with the database level and all those all information we see here. Okay, so thanks for your time and thanks for watching this video and that's it. Thanks for your time and see you in the next session. Thank you very much.